Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel. This is Tanush. This video is basically a kind of Q&A. I was going through some of the comments of Saturn Mahadasha, and three comments I've picked up. They are very interesting, I found, and one of them was little disturbing as well. But I thought, let me put my views, give some examples. If you can help someone, give some encouragement, some patience, some hope, that would be great. So before we start, I got a message from Radhika Menon. She's inquiring about the next video which I promised to make on Prarabdha Karma of Gemini Ascendant. So yes, madam, thank you for your encouragement. So surely my next video would be on that, and it would come soon. Just that I'm not getting time. So the video is not very simple because I need to, present the information in a way which people understand, and it's little intricate. So surely I'll make it. I have all the information. Just that I just wanted to put it in the right way. So my next video would be on that. Right. So coming to the Q&A session. So the first question which I have got is from, there is no name, but Dhanishta Nakshatra 4668. So it says that, sir, I'm going through Saturn Mahadasha plus Sade Sati. The worst phase of my life. I'm mentally very bad and depressed. I'm Libra Lagna and Aquarius Moon, but this does not help. Can you tell me some advice or remedies? Surely. So one thing you need to understand is Saturn Mahadasha and Sade Sati. It's like double whammy. So very very intense period, because Sade Sati alone is when Saturn is very close to Moon. It is 12 places away from the Moon. It is traversing over your Moon, and second house from your Moon. And whenever Saturn transits or hovers over the Moon, so especially during the period of Sade Sati, that period is going to be intense, because Saturn is enemy of Moon, and Moon is a very soft emotional planet, and Saturn is a very dry planet, right? So the properties of both are quite different. Their principles are different, and when Saturn is very close to the Moon during the Sade Sati period, it inflicts maximum pain on the Moon, which means mentally a person would suffer a lot. And believe me, events would happen in your life which may be very bad, which may not be very bad, but the infliction on the mind is maximum. And what happens, it builds up during the first phase of Sade Sati, and second phase of Sade Sati is really very intense, because Saturn is over your Moon. It's very close to the Moon. Not only that, when Saturn passes at exact degrees over your Moon, and suppose it is retrograding over your Moon and then again going forward motion. So this happens at least 2 or 3 times during the Sade Sati period or stay of Saturn in one sign. So at least for that 2.5 years, so every year once Saturn retrogrades, and if it passes over your Moon, back and forth, suppose the degrees match, then the infliction would be to the maximum, right? And infliction points would be especially the sign of Cancer, wherever it is placed or whatever it represents, where your Moon is placed. So the kind of incidents would happen related to that house, and the houses which Saturn governs and sits, and also aspects, especially the third aspect. So all these different things would actually kind of trouble you. So it might look that things are very very bad, and they are bad. But like I said, in many cases actually Saturn is preparing you for a better future. It is revealing things which were the same, right? It's just that you have just discovered that things are bad, but things were bad. It's not that things have become bad now, right? So if people are behaving in weird way, which they behave, right? And even I have experienced, right? So very bad behavior of people, close ones, friends, relatives, backstabbing, everything, even in job, even at profession. Some people might have to leave their job for various reasons, maybe due to health, maybe due to health of parents or near and dear ones, maybe due to, slow down, so a number of reasons. So Saturn inflicts maximum pain, especially when it's over your moon. And once it passes, to the next house, once it transits to the next house, so you are in the third phase of Sade. So that would give you a lot of relief. So things will not get better, but they are not so bad as they were when Saturn was transiting over your moon, right? So my advice is keep your cool. Try to understand that things are going to get better. It's just a matter of time. And believe me, everyone has to go through Sati. Just that only there are few people who go through Sati during the Saturn Mahadasha, and that's a very intense period. It's very intense period, right? Now, I'll give you an example. So let me come to the next question, and I'll give you a perfect example of a very, very famous person. So I'll not name the person because of integrity, promise which I have taken. I cannot name anyone in public because everyone's life is personal and we need to respect that. Now coming to the next question, to the remedies. So the remedy part I'll come at the end, right? So now the next question is from Iconic World 1608. So there is no name. Sir, I'm a Gemini ascendant and Aquarius moon sign, currently under currently under Saturn Mahadasha and Venus Antardasha, also under second phase of Sati. So this holds good for you too, right? Challenges and struggle are way too much, but I'm evolving. I'm accepting this phase positively and constructively. May it bring light and wisdom for me, right? So that's the way one should be looking at things, right? So things are going to get bad, but Saturn is preparing, and because you're under you are in the second phase of Sati, that's a good thing, right? You are in the intense period, but Saturn is going to transit soon, soon or maybe after a couple of years, and these things will actually give you a lot of experience in handling difficult situations. So right now it may not make sense, but believe me, trust me, in future when one faces this kind of situation, the person will be very confident. He or she will not be bewildered, depressed, or clueless that what to do. Person will become independent. Person will become more confident in handling situations, in handling things. So take it in a positive spirit that you are evolving. So I really like the way he or she has put that the person is evolving, right? Yes, that is the way, that is the spirit you need to have. Otherwise it becomes very, very difficult to cross this period of Sati, especially the second phase, and that to Saturn Mahadasha, it gets very difficult, right? Wonderful, I would say, great spirit. Now coming to the third question, which is from TPB 100. Sir, I'm having this Mahadasha and I guess Ketu Antardasha, and birth details are given. Can you please check for me? I want to kill myself, not interested in life. So this feeling generally comes to many people, right? Many people experience, I would say almost everyone experiences this kind of feelings, because that is how Saturn inflicts pain. Saturn is a very, very dry planet, and like I said, moon is a very soft emotional planet, and when Saturn inflicts pain over the moon, it exactly knows how to inflict maximum pain, right? And it inflicts maximum pain, and because moon is very soft planet which represents our mind, we are mentally disturbed a lot. So more than physical pain, there is mental trauma, mental agony, mental pain, and surely there are many reasons for us to feel that pain, because Saturn gives that kind of situation, right? Now, if you say that I want to kill myself, not interested in life, one thing I would advise is, this too shall pass away, right? It's a temporary phase. And looking at it positively would be that, I will be done with my second phase of Sade Sati. And again, this kind of situation would come after 30 years. And we don't know whether if we will be alive, and if we are alive, we'll be under a different Mahadasha, right? So right now, you are under Saturn Mahadasha, but when next Sade Sati comes, you will be under, different Mahadasha, probably Venus Mahadasha, you will be under Venus Mahadasha, right? And things will be different. So it depends upon how Venus is placed and everything, but it's not going to be so intense for sure. So you have to understand that you are going through one of the bad phases of your life, and this is when you have to be very patient and very strong. So I'll come to that example part. So I would like to give an example of one very very famous cinema actor from the south. So I'm sure most of you may be knowing that person. That person was going through Saturn Mahadasha and Sade Sati. So this happened few years back, and that person was telling me that for almost like 7.5 to 8 years he was just idle, sitting at home. No work, no one was approaching him. People insulted him. All the press insulted. Fellow colleagues behaved very very badly with him. He was harassed by some of the bad people, I would say, very badly. He had to approach police, and many things happened. Police cases, court cases, for no fault of his. And for 8 years, that person was just sitting idle at home. But that person was actually working on him. He started working on him, improving himself, doing exercise, whatever that person could do, he did. So which means that he was preparing himself for the future good time which was about to come. And when Sade Sati ended, he got a number of films. Most of them were blockbusters. He's doing wonderful right now in his industry. So, but that period, that intense period, even that person had to undergo, and he took it in a positive spirit. He worked on himself. He became mentally strong. He did meditation, whatever was necessary. Physical exercises. So he was looking at how things would be after completion of Sade Sati, right? And for him, the placement of Saturn was very bad. And for you, I mean TB100, which I am referring, I've seen your chart. Jupiter is in your ascendant in its own sign, so your Pisces ascendant. Your Saturn is in the sign of Cancer, and that is the reason you are feeling a lot of pain. It's retrograde, and right now you are experiencing the result of your 12th house, right? So 12th house is not a very good house. It's considered a malefic house. It can be very bad. You can experience losses, emotional trauma, many things, traveling, going here and there for no reason, or going here and there for some work which never happens on time, running around, right? Many bad things would happen that which you must be experiencing, right? Now, when the second half period of Saturn starts, Saturn is also the lord of your 11th house. The same Saturn would help you to grow in your career, right? So it's just matter of time. Right? So I can understand your feelings, because I myself have undergone this dasha, and believe me, I have gone through all the agony, all the pain, all the mental distress, everything. But we need to tolerate, and to tolerate, one needs a very strong spiritual background that helps a lot. So whichever faith you belong, my suggestion would be to read some scriptures, because they give us the knowledge that nothing is permanent in this world. Everything changes, right? Life means change, so it keeps on changing. So things which seem very difficult today may not be of any relevance tomorrow, right? So accept that the current phase is very bad, but it's not going to be the same, right? So this too shall pass away. Keep that in mind. right? So look at the time frame beyond the second phase of Sade Sati, and like I said, your second phase of Saturn, which would be for next 9.5 years, and you are very near to the mark, because Saturn Ketu inflicts a lot of pain. I understand that, but the next upcoming Saturn Venus Dasha is not going to be so bad. It's tolerable. It's much better. And then you would start your second house. Saturn would give the result for the second house, which is Capricorn in your case, which is your 11th house, right? So that's going to be much better. It's not going to be so terrible. So you're not far away from good time. You are very near to that. Just have patience. Remember that everything is going to change. Nothing is permanent. Neither good time nor bad time. Everything changes, right? So keep that in mind and take it positively. Now coming to remedy part, like I said, if you are experiencing a very strong Saturn, very intense Saturn Dasha and Saturn Dasha plus Sade Sati, the only thing is, take shelter of spirituality. So I'm not talking about religion, right? I'm talking about spirituality, which tells us basically who we are, right? So why we have come here, what's the purpose of life, what happens after death, why we take birth, right? So all these things. Once you understand this, the life in real perspective, then the way you look at problem changes. It gives you a lot of strength. You'll understand that everything is temporary and things are going to change. Nothing is permanent, right? So that's the basic mantra. Now second, the best remedy which I found was for Saturn, for very bad Saturn, is chanting Vishnu Sahasranam. So that is the ultimate remedy. So no other remedy is as powerful as that, right? So if you cannot, try to listen, because it's in pure Sanskrit. I understand it's lengthy, has a lot of slokas, but when you listen, just switch on your recorder or your YouTube, anything. Put full focus on that. Try to listen to every word, every syllable, right? And eventually try to understand that. So that will give you, a lot of strength. It will actually reduce the malefic effect of Saturn. That's the ultimate remedy, which I would suggest. No other remedy is as powerful as that. And for moon, you can practice doing meditation, because that will strengthen your moon. And as far as the remedies, the other remedies for Saturn, what you can do is you can help the poor by giving some food to them, and that you need to do it regularly. Taking care of elders at your home, or donating some amount to elder care places. Like in India, we have many which are run by government, or who are struggling to get monetary help. So there you can help, you can provide some money. Now the mantra with Saturn is, whatever you do it regularly. So if you are donating whatever amount to some organization, so decide that I'll be donating this amount every month, and then follow that, because Saturn likes discipline. Saturn is a planet which expects you to be disciplined. So do it regularly. You decide the time frame, do it regularly, right? And the third best remedy, I would say, again, is reciting Hanuman Chalisa, because that's very, very powerful in controlling the malefic effect of Saturn, right? So guys, these were some of my thoughts. I just wanted to answer a few questions, so I'll be back with my next video. Thank you so much.